In this week's BlizzPro Weekly, the race for the world-first Heroic Garrosh kill is heating up, Dreamhack and WCS results, the death of the Diablo 3 auction house, nerfs away in Hearthstone, and stop bitching about beta keys. Hey everybody, welcome to the newest episode of BlizzPro Weekly. Are you all counting down to BlizzCon yet? I know I am. But sooner than that, JR is getting hitched. In fact, by the time you see this video, he may already be married, so wish him a big congratulations, alright? As always, I'm your host, the fantastically bearded Chris Arnone. Let's get straight into it with World of Warcraft.
Here's the beef.
So patch 5.4, the Siege of Orgrimmar, has dropped. We talked about that last week. And while guilds and players across the world are working together to lay siege to the Horde capital city and bring Garrosh to justice, Flex Raiding seems to be bringing more and more members of guilds together to enjoy the raid tier content. So why not get better real-life gear for your guild as you acquire the better virtual gear? Yeah, sounds like a sales pitch, but check it out. SteelSeries has just launched this new promotion, alright, to help your guild gear up in real life. They're offering 30% off their WoW products, plus possibly a $10 sort of gift card towards your next purchase just by registering your guild. So what you do, go to BlizzPro.com. We have a SteelSeries article up that has a link to this form. Now, as a guild master, you sign the form, and you will be given a little unique coupon code that you can give out to your guild members that will give them each 30% off SteelSeries WoW products, which includes mouse pads, mice, and keyboards. Now, if at least 50% of your guild participates by October 18th, then each participating member will also get $10 off their next purchase if they make it before November 15th. And if you spend over $100, you get free shipping. Now, in JR's opinion, he really likes their mouse pads, prefers the Warcraft Legendary MMO mouse as opposed to the Warcraft wireless option. Also, if you're looking for headsets, while this isn't technically WoW related, we highly recommend the Diablo 3 SteelSeries headsets. That's what I personally use for everything. It's really one of the better ones out there. Super comfortable, super awesome. Now, the race for the world first Heroic Garrosh kill is really heating up. Last week, we saw the world first in normal mode that, of course, revealed the new war chief. As of right now, with this filming, okay, it's Thursday, the guild Method has taken the lead with 11 out of the 14 bosses down, while Blood Legion is right behind them with 10 of the 14 bosses knocked off. Now, Blood Legion was really leading this pretty well, but as of last night, Method did take the lead. We're sure by the time you've seen this, of course, they will probably already have a world first Heroic Garrosh kill. Pretty awesome stuff. Let's talk StarCraft 2.
You want a piece of me, boy?
So last weekend saw the Dreamhack open, and a lot of StarCraft 2 pro players were out there trying to get those coveted WCS points, so they might try and get that top 16 spot and play at BlizzCon in November. Now, Teja pretty well secured his spot at BlizzCon by winning in really impressive fashion. Not only did he win Dreamhack, but in the round of 16, he went completely undefeated, not even losing a single game. And he did so against past GSL champions like Innovation, Life, and GSL Top 4 SOS. Teja has moved to the number 4 in the global rankings. Now, speaking of WCS, round of 16 is now ready in both Europe and Korea. Now, no major upsets getting into these right now, other than MVP failed to advance in Europe. He's currently sitting number 8 in the global rankings, but losing that early may hurt his chances. He's not going to get a lot more points going forward right now. It's going to make it harder for him to be able to compete at BlizzCon. Depends on what happens in the next month or so. Naniwa also failed to advance, and his current number 12 spot looks pretty shaky right now. He may not advance to BlizzCon at all. WCS America is still in the round of 32, with Jaedong advancing to the round of 16. His spot in the global rankings, number 2, already pretty damn secure for the BlizzCon trip. Scarlet will be the one to watch, though. She is currently holding the number 19 spot globally and is just 300 points behind 16. If she performs well in WCS America, she might be the lone foreigner to advance to BlizzCon now that Naniwa is pretty much out. All right. Does it for StarCraft 2. How about you Demon Hunters? Let's talk Diablo 3.
Stay a while and listen.
Now, I'm sure this is old news to most of you Diablo fans out there, and the real fans, the ones I won't put the scare quotes around, But in a really bold move and a reversal from how it's been for the last year and a half, Blizzard has been listening to the vocal majority of their player base, and decided the auction house is too much of a detriment to the Diablo experience, and they will be closing the doors on both the gold and real money auction houses March 18th, 2014. Game director Joss Mosquera explained in the video that with Loot 2.0 coming before the Reaper of Souls expansion, they really want to make the game more about finding those new items, and the auction house has just made that way too convenient. Now, production director John Hyde explained that the auction house was developed to give players a safe environment to trade their items. I know when we were talking about it before the game came out, we were all really excited because, they didn't like all these third-party sites that were really involved with it in Diablo 2. There was no security, there was no sort of way of making sure that people were doing their due diligence and people were getting a fair shake. However, this turned into a double-edged sword because it also took away the foundation of what makes Diablo really fun for a lot of people. And that's finding those awesome items on your own, trading with friends, trying to, collect those sets and spending the hours and hours getting that done. Now, with all that said, the Loot 2.0 is coming soon, and the auction house is going away. Seems that Diablo 3 will be following in Diablo 2's shoes, where the expansion of the game is what made it a huge success. Now remember, originally Diablo 2 didn't have that great of reviews. Most of the nostalgia people remember about that game now came from Lord of Destruction. The only other thing Blizzard could do at this point is offer like rune words again or some other kind of offline play. Both highly doubtful. In fact, they've already said they are not bringing offline play, even though they are getting rid of the auction house. Now, not everyone is quite as excited for this change as others. Even our own BlizzPro staff is a little conflicted. Several on our staff are excited for the change, while others are really dreading it. BlizzPro editor Nineball, in particular, is going to have an article up pretty soon explaining why he thinks this is not a great change for Blizzard. He's mentioned to us that without the auction house system, we might be going back to the old-style Diablo 2, which in his opinion was garbage. Now, he wonders, what about all the good gear that you find but you can't use? Unless Blizzard has something else in place to facilitate a trade between players, it's not a good change overall. No matter how good Loot 2.0 is, there will still be lots of cool excess gear that you have. We also wanted to say that this date, this March 18th date, now we've been predicting Reaper of Souls to hit early 2014, sometime around March to April. So with this date of removing the auction house, it seems we're pretty on target and pretty possible that they're targeting a Q1, Q2 2014 release for Reaper of Souls. What are your thoughts? Are you happy to finally see the auction house go the way of the dodo? Are you sad? Maybe you got used to it. It's a cool resource, maybe a little extra income on the side. You just kind of not give a shit, Will this bring you back to Diablo 3 or make you run screaming for the hills even more? Let us know in the comments. All right, on to less divisive news. Now, Blizzard is no stranger to charity auctions. At the beginning of this year, they donated the money gained on the Real Money Auction House during the mass duping scandal to Extra Life and hospitals in the Children's Miracle Network group. Now they're about to do it again with the Diablo Extra Life Challenge, but they won't be able to do it without all of our help. So, through your donations and the fundraising of other Extra Life supporters, you'll have a chance to unlock different tiers of donation for your chosen children's hospital. Jeremy Adams, founder and director of Extra Life, explains how this works. It's a little complex, so let's get into it, all right? The Diablo team at Blizzard has donated $120,000 to Extra Life. $60,000 of that's going to go toward the hospital, whose games and sponsors raise the highest dollar amount overall. Okay, that one's easy. $40,000 will go to the highest Extra Life funds raised per capita. They know that the bigger cities have a population advantage, so this is a way to help those, sort of smaller local hospitals get an extra push. Finally, the last $20,000 will go to the most improved Extra Life fundraising. All right, the hospital with the most improved as far as a percentage. Now, granted, the baseline is $5,000, will receive this $20,000. By baseline, we mean that if your hospital raised less than $5,000 last year, then $5,000 will become the baseline. The reason they did this is because maybe they only raised like $100 last year, and suddenly you raised $3,000. That's a massive percentage jump. So they're trying to level that playing field out a little bit better. Now, BlizzPro's own staff members are participating in Extra Life this year. Our editor, Overlord Bunny, has joined Team Zerg. So if you'd like to donate toward her funds, you can check them out at the link in the show notes. Also, Archon the Wizard, the new co-host of Twizcast, has been running a campaign all year for Extra Life through his Diablo 3 streaming efforts. So definitely check him out on Twitch. All right, a lot of cool Diablo stuff. Now let's talk Hearthstone.
Pull up a chair by the hearth.
So Hearthstone lead developer Eric Dodds has an interview on the Turn 2 podcast this week. Now, Turn 2 is a podcast hosted by Artosis from StarCraft 2 caster fame. The interview only lasted about 15 minutes, but there's some pretty cool things mentioned that we might be seeing in an upcoming patch in Hearthstone. First off, the Defias ringleader will be getting some kind of a nerf. We talked about this last week, how much the coin really makes Defias ringleader way overpowered. In fact, last week I was playing a rogue, second turn, got the coin, got Defias, threw him down, GG. Immediately my opponent just gave up. So people are recognizing how really overpowered that one is. Now, no details are given right now what the nerf is going to be, but we should be seeing it be a little less powerful, shouldn't be so dominant, especially in those arena matches, all right? Now, they're looking at ways to make the Priest a bit more powerful in the mid-game. Right now, they feel the Priest has some good stuff they can do early game and toward the end with some of their mind control abilities, but from turns 3 to 7, it feels like the Priest has some issues and starts falling behind. So look to see some Priest cards getting some buffs in that mid-range really soon. And finally, they feel the Warrior is underperforming as a whole. They have some fun cards, but most of them only really seem to work well with other cards, such as Whirlwind only really seems to be helping with the Enrage mechanic. Now, Eric said that when you're trying to, top deck cards and you draw a Whirlwind in the late game, it doesn't really help that much. So they're trying to look at ways to help the Warriors, possibly by increasing their card draws in a few small ways. Speaking of Hearthstone, it's time for the BlizzPro bitch session. So this is for all you haters out there that keep complaining about your Hearthstone beta keys. Oh, you're so sad you don't have Hearthstone beta keys. Alright, it's a closed beta for a reason. It's for testing with a relatively small group. They don't have a lot of servers devoted to it. They're not testing on a large scale. Certainly before long there will be an open beta. And then the game will be out before the end of this year. And it's free. You will have plenty of time to play it. Now, hype is great, and all the support for the game is really cool, but this sense of entitlement is just bullshit, all right? We didn't make anybody pay for the few beta keys that we were given to give out. Now, if somebody tries to charge you for a beta key, report that shit to Blizzard, all right? It's illegal. It's against the terms. It doesn't work that way. It's not supposed to happen. This entitlement crap is just ridiculous. Fan sites, like BlizzPro, we get beta keys because we're a big part of the community, and basically sort of an extension of Blizzard's PR machine. Our staff spends hours creating content for the site and bringing you as much information about Blizzard as we can, including Hearthstone. Blizzard supports us for our efforts. We get beta access, and we don't hoard it. We stream it. We talk about it on the show, on the site. We're constantly talking about it. And we give away the beta keys that are designated for giveaways. All right? That's how it works. So watch some streams, read about the game, and just be ready for when this completely free-to-play game actually launches later this year. We're glad you guys are excited for the game. It's pretty cool. But don't harass us for beta keys all the time, all right? When we get them, we will let you know. I promise you. We will let you know ASAP, and we will give them away in the most fair way possible that will not include taking any of your money whatsoever. That's just not how we work, all right? So, letting that one lie, that does it for the bitch session and for this video. Thanks for watching as always. I'm all over the internet on Tumblr, Twitter, I'm a Goodreads author, I've got a Facebook fan page, all kinds of good stuff. Twizcast, make sure to subscribe to that, listen to it, our official podcast, subscribe to this channel, head over to BlizzPro.com, all the news, reviews, great community, everything you need to know about Blizzard Entertainment games. Stay beardy, my friends.